good morning. This is Simon, currently out of uniform for Captain Australia and Captain Australia's Big Walk. So I'm an old bullfed living in Brisbane, Australia, who thought it was a good idea to walk from Brisbane to Melbourne. And really it's about personal healing at the core. I survived a stage 4 cancer and I couldn't come back. And this is about me fixing myself and then rebuilding myself. And it's working. I decided when I was going to do that I should superhero up for science and do it for a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. So we're trying to raise money for pediatric cancer research, and you'll find sticky posts and all that stuff with links and information there. So this is a Captain Australia morning update. Boom boom. I have a radio interview in a little while. Have to do that. I think I do terribly with all the media stuff, but it's so important for the charity, so I have to jump in there, boots and all, and do my very best. I'd like to start by thanking the family that owns and operates the Coachman Motel here at Eden. So I've had another day of comfort. You can see I'm here in a lovely room in a comfortable chair, and slept in a massive, warm, safe bed last night. And look at the pretty pictures. And this is what I'm looking like these days. So, oh no, earbud fell out of my ear. Morning. I hope the rain doesn't weigh you down. Oh, rain. Eesh. So I've got a bit of a slog in front of me today, but it's good. We're going back to basics, I suppose. So at the start of the walk, I had torrential rain. There was an offshore cyclone near Byron Bay, all through Ballina, down into Coffs Harbour. There was a lot of relentless rain. I damaged my feet, but I found something inside myself, and every day I pushed through. And I loved seeing people drive past, me dressed as a bullfed superhero in the driving rain with a big old massive pack. Einstein, the gentleman I met in Ulladulla, lovely, sweet guy, has been sort of loosely following and going off into national park and beaches and trying to, I think, do what I started all that time ago, rebuilding himself. So I'm delighted by that. But he had to go home last night, so I don't think we'll be seeing him again during the walk, although it's possible. So his kitty cat. So when he rang me, he said, "My pussy cat is hurt. I need to go home. I'm so sorry." And he's such a lovely guy. And his pussy cat's name is Pussy. I'm not trying to be rude too. This is the name of the cat. I just had a text. The cat's okay. He just has to care for the animal. It makes me think of this. What was it? Are You Being Served? An old British comedy that probably just wouldn't wash these days at all. And there was this character, Mrs. Slocum, and they just made relentless jokes about her cat. She'd be like, "Oh, my pussy has high needs," and stuff like that. And this was in what, the 1970s or something? I don't know. 80s? I don't know. Anyway, so Einstein's looking after his kitty cat, and I am pressing forward for the Victorian border. I will cross the Victorian border tomorrow, I think. I think it's about 60k from here. Phil, Uncle Phil, good morning. Phil says, "Morning, bro. All the best for today. You're never far from my mind." Likewise, brother. So I know when I meet an Indigenous person, the correct terms of endearment to use are bro, sis, or cuz. I like bro and sis because it shows we're all connected and related. But cuz is pretty cool as well, mate. But for you, buddy, you don't have a general term. You have a specific term of love. Uncle Phil, mate. So thank you. And for those who don't know, Uncle Phil is a elder in the Ulladulla mob, and he gave me a ceremonial welcome to the Yuin Nation and sang me the blessings of his people, like this sea eagle and ancestors that are supposed to watch over me as I walk through the Yuin Nation. I loved it. It was wonderful. And anyway, Uncle Phil, I feel, is my friend and teacher. So yeah, the Victorian border, a couple of days, and there's a long stretch between here and Orbost where there's just not much going on. I've been told there might be a servo or something at Cairn River, so I might only have to go a few days without, contact, without civilization. So there's going to be a lot of forest and a lot of lonely road, and that's nice. So we're back to basics. I would have been able to I have some spare uniforms that Einstein was carrying, So I've had to recover them. You can see over there I've got some extra food and spare uniforms. On the back of my pack, I'm still carrying around this sign I got in Bega. That was made by a young man. I think Zach was his name. Lovely kid. Go Captain Australia. And these beautiful peacock feathers given to me by a little girl called Aura, who is just plain delightful. So I carry and treasure these things still. And but yeah, it's going to be a back to basics. You know, I've got to pull something out and push through this next bit. So I'm going to have to load up on water. Um, if I can't rely on refilling for as long as a few days, then I really need to carry 6 liters of water. So that's 6 kilos of extra weight back on the pack. So the gear that I had laid off onto Einstein's going to push it back up to like 23, 24 kilos. Then with the 6 on top, oh, heavy pack time again, people, yo. But that's good in a way. I've had it too easy. The South Coast has been too wonderful and taking care of me. If I've been 12 days through the South Coast, I've probably only had to sleep rough for 3 or 4. I keep getting this lovely hospitality. And again, thank you to the family here that owns the Coachman Motel. What lovely rooms and amenities and what lovely people. And they made me a lamb dinner last night, so I'm fully nourished and all proteined up. In Merimbula, Nigel at the Chamber of Commerce and the local Amcal chemist, local coffee shop, the local pub, Lakeside pub, they put me up. And thanks to them, I now have insoles in my boots. So I'm feeling less pain when I walk. And I have replacement thyroid medicine. So I might be getting slightly less fatter as I walk. And better metabolizing and using energy. So, yeah, long, lonely push. And the main concern is I'll also have probably periods of no or extremely limited reception. So these live streams, it's possible that we'll see fewer of them over the next 5, 6 days. I will make videos if I ever get to a place that has Wi-Fi or some way for me to upload those videos, but they may all come in a lump when I get to civilization. Um, so if you see me drop off the air, please don't worry or be concerned. And I'm sorry that I'm not in communication to the level that I have been. And I will jump on and type up messages. The text ones can usually get through even with a dodgy little bit of 3G. Good morning, Captain, says Nina. Hello, Nina. Nina from Quorma. How are you doing? Scotty Colebrook. Scott from Ulladulla. Mate, hey, good morning, mate. How's it going today? I'm doing very well, thank you, Scott. I feel great, strong, balanced. So I think already done a lot of the work to put aside the things that I was carrying around that I didn't need, like grief. I left a lot of grief on the beach in the early weeks of the walk, and it's being replaced with joy. Lachelle, lovely Lachelle from Narooma, right, Lachelle? See, I'm getting better with names and places too. So glad you loved our beautiful South Coast. Maybe you'll visit again one day. I plan to redo the walk, but in a car or some kind of vehicle with my family. Retrace the places I went, tell them the stories of the people I met, introduce those people, ideally, if they're still around. So, but that'll be in a year or so. I need to get life back on track. Once I hit Melbourne, I need to go home, figure out what happens next. Maybe I can get my travel insurance company back off the ground or get a job doing something somewhere, get the mortgage back on track. Because since COVID, we've been living off the mortgage. My travel insurance company collapsed. So anyway, we'll get all that fixed up. And here's the thing, I feel strong and capable. So there's no worry there. And I think what I always just try and emphasize it, when you see this change in me, from who I was at the start, who I was in those practice walks, who I was in that video, that early YouTube video, walking towards hope, that broken man, and who I am now. If you see transformation in that, it's available to you. So if there's someone in your life who has pain and darkness that they can't overcome, we get to come back. We get to fight. We get to do the good work. And if we just invest in a little bit of hope, we can have positive outcomes. And that was a purposeful, intentional part of the big walk. I didn't expect this daily social dimension of it because I'm a bit shy and a bit, oh, don't look at me. But I did purposefully set out to record it. One, for a morbid reason. I thought if cancer took my life, I would be leaving a living diary that my children could have forever. But number two was I purposefully wanted to show what I was trying to achieve in case it helped somebody else do it. So here we are. I think my little magic spell has worked. And that means if you or someone else has this, like, whatever it is, it could be a crippling anxiety, whatever the problem is, if you knuckle down and most importantly, find a way to believe, find a way to invest in hope that you can transform, you will transform. Anyway, that's lovely, and that light is in all of us. I'm just a poor fed. Anything I can do, you can do better. Comments. Good on you, mate. Keep fighting the good fight, brother. Sasha, yes, so Captain Australia versus cancer. Ooh. If I had to have a nemesis, though, I'd go with like zombie Nazis or something. We need, versus judo top, Captain Australia, kung fu. Joanne says, I can organise a water drop out at of Eden around Imlay Road on the highway. Save you carting out to there. Let me know. Oh, Joanne, I'll knuckle down. I'll manage it. Thank you so much, though. Yeah, if I get into trouble, I understand there are sort of remote little farmsteads along the road that I'll be on. So if worse comes to worse, and I consume all my water and I need help, I can just head to a farmer and say, "G'day, mate. I'm a superhero, but I need a drink." And I'll try and record that because no doubt the look on their face will be absolutely priceless. But look, I mean, it's evident that country folk are more community oriented, more ready to help. So if I do run into trouble, I'll just hit up a farmer and hope for the best. Mark says, "Have a good day, Captain. Love watching your updates." Cheers. So bear in mind they may drop off. I may completely drop off the face of the earth. But I will do my best to diligently update as soon as I can. It's just I think service is going to get a bit spotty in this patch. There's just no houses, no nothing, so there won't be cell towers. But I will do my best to stay in touch. If you get this rain, you can catch the water. Yeah, okay. There's always that. But look, when you're meant to have a couple of liters a day just under normal conditions, and when you're doing pretty full on walking, you're supposed to have even more than that. So I should probably be drinking about 3 liters a day. I can't afford to carry 9 liters. Another 10 kilos on the pack will kill me. But yeah, I'll muddle through and everything is absolutely fine. So I've got this radio interview soon. I'll deal with that. And then I'll be hitting the road at about 9 o'clock, heading out of Eden, south along the A1. We'll tomorrow cross the border into Melbourne. And after that, over the subsequent 5 days, press down into Orbost. If you're anywhere along the route and you want to meet, love to. I've had people from some of the communities along that Victorian stretch of road, like I'm not sure how to say them all, but Orbost, Traralgon, and places like that. So I might have some lovely people to meet and share, and some activities to do. And look, if there's anything that you want to do, you want to start a little local walking group and raise $1 for the Kids Cancer Project for every K or something, jump in there. I don't have the organizational skill. I'm completely incompetent to every skill that we would probably want to make the big walk work, except maybe I got heart. And I'm starting to respect and love aspects of myself, which is great. So, if there's anything that you can do to help the charity or help publicize it, share the living crap out of it. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'll be updating. I'll let you know how things go. And with regard to this is back to basics, tough part of the walk, and I'm looking forward to it because here I am reclining in a gorgeous hotel, the Coachmans Inn, and just had it too easy. So now we're going to be camping rough probably for the next 7 days and carrying a lot more than we ideally should be carrying. So back to that flat strap basics, Captain Australia. So if you see me slogging down the side of the road and I look thirsty and you happen to have a bottle of water, go, phew, don't hit me with it, but phew, because it's going to be probably hard for you to stop. So phew, and I will pick that water up. Um, Joanne says, have a great day today, Captain. Thanks, Joanne. Brad says, last big stretch to go, mate. Well done. Yeah, this is the beginning of the end. So I push into Victoria, and then it's that slog into Melbourne, 480k or whatever it will be. Man. Karen says, you certainly have heart, Captain. One of the biggest. Oh, thank you. That's a very sweet thing to say, Karen. Thank you very much. So I better get my Izzity act together. All the best, Einstein, mate. If you see this, I hope. It's almost like he wants me to lean into the joke. Like, I hope your pussy's doing well. But when he said, he rang me, he said, I have to go home. My pussycat needs me. And when I asked him, what's your cat's name? Pussy. So Einstein, I understand the cat's okay, but might have it. I think it might have wrangled with a possum or something. So it might have an injury and might need some vet care. So Einstein, I hope it's all well, mate. Let us know. Keep us apprised, and I'll let everybody here know. Take care of yourselves. All the very best. Thank you so much. Captain Australia's Big Walk. It's for a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. It's all about personal healing, hope, and taking the judo chop, taking the fight back to cancer. Take care of yourself. Hi, Captain. Have a great day, says Gail. Gail from Newcastle. Hey, Gail. Cheers, mate.